One video game that I think that they should remaster is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Now, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks was a RPG style game. It was action adventure, and unlike most of the games, I mean, this one really only had was all it really had was two modes. There was a versus mode, and there was the adventure mode, which is it goes through the story. Now, the events of Shaolin Monks take place during the events of Mortal Kombat 2. So they did kind of detail some of what went on during that story, although there were some slight adjustments. And by slight adjustments, I mean there were many adjustments. And I'm going to give you guys a review of the original Shaolin Monks, which came out in 2005, available on PS2 and original Xbox. And I'm going to tell you the changes that I think they should make if they decide to remaster it. Now, let's start with the characters. As far as the characters who are playable in the story mode, you have 4 characters that are playable: Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. Now, in versus mode, you also have those 4 characters who are playable, but then there's also an additional 4 characters playable. You have Johnny Cage, Kitana, Baraka, Reptile, and a few other characters make an appearance in the story, but are not playable in either mode. Those characters are Sonya, Jax, Cabal, Ermac, Kano, Raiden, Goro, Smoke, Melina, Jade, Kentaro, Quan Chi, Noob Saibot, and of course, Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn, who are usually the boss characters for a lot of the games. Now, I gotta say, I think it was a pretty amazing game, and I had played it quite a number of times. Now, here were I'm reading it to you right here from the screen, and I just want to show you. Now, as far as the arenas, there's really only 3 major realms that take place in the game: Earth Realm, Nether Realm, and Outworld. You know, the other games have the other realms too. You have your Edenia, you have your Chaos Realm, you have your Sato. Now, as far as I'm sorry, it's taking a while to just had to go back to it. Here are the differences from the Mortal Kombat 2 storyline. 1, Kung Lao's original story was that he did not want to be the champion of Mortal Kombat and was more of a quiet, reluctant hero who only fought when he had to. Instead, in this game, Kung Lao is depicted as being arrogant and shows resentment towards Liu Kang for winning the Mortal Kombat tournament and desires to be the champion himself. On the contrary, Kung Lao's ending in Armageddon, which was the 7th game, most likely influenced by the Shaolin Monks concept, also mentions him having a rivalry with Liu Kang. So that was one of the things I thought was unnecessary about that game and about that story. They basically made it to where he was jealous of Liu Kang because Liu Kang defeated Shang Tsung in the first tournament. I don't know why that was put in there. I'm not sure what the purpose was, and I don't know whose idea that was. It says right here, Kung Lao was not present in the original tournament, explaining that he didn't want to be the champion. Let's see. Another thing that was different that basically did not go with the original story was the fact that they stated that Kitana was from Outworld. She really was from Edenia. They also killed Jade in the story. So Liu Kang and Kung Lao, when they fought against Melina, Jade, and Kitana in the story, they killed Jade. It should have been Melina, and they let Melina get away. Now, to their defense, they didn't know that Jade was one of the good people, but she was brainwashed by some of the bad people in the game. I would say that there were so many. Now, of course, most of the things about the game were just right. Most of it was just right. I mean, they fought and killed Reptile. They fought and killed Baraka. They fought and killed Shang Tsung and Goro, Kentaro, and Shao Kahn. So all that went well. Now, what I think that NetherRealm Studios needs to do is give this game a complete reboot. They need to reboot it. They need to remaster it. And I believe that it would look so much better and probably sound so much better. Keep most of the story there, but make it so that they don't kill Jade, make it so that they didn't kill Ermac. That was unnecessary too. And also, I believe that every character that you just heard me list there, I think they all should be playable, both in the story mode as well as the versus mode. Most of the characters in this game, so in versus mode, you have, like I said, Johnny, Baraka, Katana, and Reptile. They each are given 2 fatalities. Sub-Zero is given 3 fatalities, I believe. Yeah, he's given 3 fatalities. Scorpion is given 2. Kung Lao is given 8. And Liu Kang is also given 8. So that was something that I thought was good in the game. You also have the stage fatalities, or what they call death traps, throughout the story mode as well as in versus mode. That kind of was what Shaolin Monks was about. And the unused characters, okay, I'm gonna skip that part. Frick. Other controversial matters. The reasons behind Scorpion's boss battle has been highly criticized by fans who felt it was out of character for Scorpion to go after Liu Kang and Kung Lao all of a sudden. This made it look like Scorpion had an evil alignment, although Scorpion was meant to be a neutral character throughout the course of the MK timeline. However, this could be because Scorpion saw them with Sub-Zero before. You know, that was another thing too. I mean, he basically went after them, and it was never clarified, as they just said. Now, what I wanted to happen was that Scorpion should have had a conversation with them, and he could have teamed up with them on their mission. And maybe he could have made peace with Sub-Zero, which they made peace in a much later game. But I agree with the criticism of this. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they did in there, I didn't really realize how ridiculous it was until recently. The location, okay, so it says Jax's ability to open up portals to Earthrealm, contradicting the whole reason why the Outworld Investigation Agency was created. If Shaolin Monks takes place during the time frame in between the first and second Mortal Kombat game, Jax was not a member of the Special Forces. And okay, well, you know what? That part I can let slide. I mean, he was still aligned with the good people. He fought with Sonya, Johnny, Kenshi, so I can let that part slide. Another thing that they said was off about the game was the deaths of Jade, Ermac, Reptile, Baraka, Goro, Kano, Shang Tsung, Kintaro, and Shao Kahn. Actually, some of those people did die in the original timeline, so that criticism is only half accurate. I completely agree with the criticism of the deaths of Ermac and Jade. I think that should not have been. But Reptile, Baraka, the others, Kano, Shang Tsung, yep, kill them off. Kintaro, Shao Kahn, kill them off. It says Goro being killed by Johnny Cage, much like in the movie. That's a hit or miss. I mean, I could do with or without that. That part doesn't bother me as much. Katana Native of Outward, I've already stated that part. The reaction, previous 2 spinoffs, the PS2. So, I mean, anybody who hasn't played this game, and I assume most gamers have played it by now, but if you haven't, the game is available on PlayStation 2 as well as original Xbox. To those of you who still own old systems, I'm a fan as well. I still have some older systems. I stick with the PlayStations. That's just me. But if they happen to remaster this game, I really hope they do. And I'm considering sending a letter to NetherRealm Studios and telling them, hey, give this game a reboot and a remaster, make all the characters playable, and take out the killing Jade and Ermac part. So that's what the original Shaolin Monks was about, and I think they need to remaster and reboot it.